Okay, we're gonna go ahead and get started on today's Lunch and Learn. Presenting today is our graduate intern, Mamuda, and I'm going to go ahead and turn over the presentation to her.
Hello everyone, my name is Mahmuda. I am an intern at the Office of Health Promotion here at SAM. Currently, I am doing Masters in Health at SAM. This is my last semester, and after this, I will be a graduate. We understand that as college students, you are involved in study, work, group, and other social activities. After a busy schedule, it is natural to relax and have some stress-free time. Unfortunately, in some cases, the relaxing activities may have some negative sides when it involves underage drinking or binge drinking. We really appreciate the value of free times, but we do want to convey the information when it comes to responsible decision related to alcohol consumption. Today, we will discuss alcohol awareness. So let's get started. What is alcohol? An alcoholic beverage is a drink that typically contains 3% to 60% ethanol, commonly known as alcohol. Alcoholic beverages are divided into three classes: beers, wines, and spirits. Different types of beer, wine, or malt liquid can have very different amounts of alcohol content. For example, many light beers have almost as much alcohol as regular beer, about 85% as much. That's why it's important to know how much alcohol your drink contains. Here is a picture of different alcohol. Why alcohol awareness is important? According to the National Institute on Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism, more than 100,000 Americans die from alcohol-related causes, making it the third leading cause of death behind cancer and heart disease. There's an average of 241 people per day that die because of alcohol, or 10 per hour. Many college students die each year from alcohol-related unintentional injuries, and many students are assaulted by another who has been drinking. Our goal is to educate students about the physical, mental, legal, and social consequences of binge drinking and underage drinking, and to promote safer alternatives to these practices. After this presentation, students will be able to know what is underage, what is binge drinking. They will identify standard drinking sizes and recognize the physical indication of an increasing blood alcohol concentration level, recognize symptom of alcohol poisoning, and they will know the consequences and alternative of consuming alcohol. There are several reasons of drinking. First, peer pressure. Starting first year of college is an exciting time, but some students may become anxious by the thought of a new beginning. They had new friends, and by their pressure, they start drinking. Peer pressure can lead some students to accept the offer to drink alcohol in order to be a part of a group. Second, freedom. Students leave the comfort and security of home and jump into a world that is new, a world where they oversee their life and have freedom to do as they please. Some students want to fit it with the party crowds who seem to be having a lot more fun. Third, bored. Not all students can develop plans and seek out positive adventure when they start to feel bored. Boredom can lead to them joining in with other bored students who convince them that drinking is a great form of entertainment. Fourth, stress relief. Stressors such as balancing work and school workloads given by their teachers and even self-pressure are some of the reasons students choose to drink alcohol. Fifth, improve mood. Alcohol has known to take the edge of anxiety and nervousness. That's why students drink. Some also believe that drinking alcohol beverages may enhance their taste of food and improve their mood. And finally, many students choose to drink when there are special occasions. There are several reasons not to drink. First, cost. Some students are struggling to work job while attending full-time school. A student who drinks a 9 bucks for 12 pack every 2 days, they spend approximately $1,600 a year. This is very expensive. That money they could go toward their tuition. Second, health. Excessive alcohol consumption can have serious negative physical effects. It causes damage to the brain, kidney, liver, and cardiovascular system. Third, risky. Drinking and driving is a risky activity. Dislike effect. Some students do not like the effect of drinking, and some do not drink due to religious belief. Illegal. You all know that drinking underage is illegal. What happens if authorities catch a student? There are generally will be substantial cost in legal fees. There will be family embarrassment since many such arrests are routinely reported in newspapers. The students will also experience embarrassment as he or she is publicly associated through the newspaper with getting caught for alcohol consumption. And finally, it is not uncommon for individuals who vomit after having heavy drinking. It's very common. When deciding to drink, it's important to make safe, smart choice to avoid unintentional consequences. Now we will discuss underage drinking. What is underage drinking? Underage drinking is when a person consumes any amount of alcohol while below the legal age limit. Underage drinking is strictly against the law. Drinking underage comes with legal consequences, including mandatory community service, suspended license, fines, and potential time in jail. A person who is an underage drinker may experience academic problems such as low grade, uh, school absence, and then they are used to tobacco or other drugs including marijuana, cocaine, or inhalants. And finally, seriously consider attempting suicide. Sometimes they attempt suicide. Now I have a question for you. Does anyone know the legal age of drinking in Texas? If you know the answer, let us know in the chat. You have 30 seconds to answer. Each year, 5,000 young people die as a result of underage drinking. 1,900 motor vehicles crashes, 1,600 homicides, 300 from suicide and other injuries. 50% of college students' sexual assaults are associated with alcohol use by perpetrators, victim, or both. Studies show that drinking regularly before age 21 leads to higher rates of alcohol abuse and dependency later in life. Stunted brain development. In Texas, drinkers 15 to 20 are responsible for a higher percentage drunk driving fatalities compared to the other groups. Driving under the influences or minors in possession or public intoxication results in $500 fine plus referral to SHARP, which is about $60. I hope most of you know the SHARP. This program is also known as Sam Houston Alcohol Referral Program. This is 6 hours in length and is designated to help participants increase their knowledge about alcohol and drunk. Now we will discuss binge drinking. Binge drinking is the consumption of an excessive amount of alcohol in a short period of time. Drinking affects the male body differently than the female body. So the formula for binge drinking is different for males and females. A good way to remember what counts as binge drinking is the 5-4-2 rule. The 5-4-2 rule states that binge drinking occurs when a male consumes 5 standard drinks or a female consumes 4 standard drinks in a 2-hour period. Binge drinking puts the drinker at risk of negative consequences such as alcohol overdose, drinking and driving incidents, or alcohol dependence. Now we will discuss standard drinking sizes. Alcoholic beverages contain alcohol as well as water and other ingredients. And there is a difference in the alcohol content among beer, wine, and hard liquid. The equivalent of one standard drink is calculated based on the percent of alcohol in the drink. In the United States, one standard drink contains roughly 14 grams of pure alcohol. Beer and wine coolers are typically 5% alcohol, and a standard drink is 12 fluid ounces. Cider is about 6% alcohol, and a standard drink is about 10 fluid ounces. Malt liquid is approximately 7% alcohol, and a standard drink is 8 to 9 fluid ounces. Table wine can be 12% alcohol, making 5 fluid ounces a standard drink. However, other types of wines can be more than 14.5%. Fortified wines such as sherry or port are stronger, about 70% alcohol, and a standard drink is 3 to 4 fluid ounces. Spirits are typically 80 proof, which means that they contain 40% alcohol. A standard drink or a shot of whiskey, gin, vodka, or brandy is 1.5 fluid ounces. Here is a picture of different drinks with their standard drinking sizes. Standard drinks per bottle. When someone purchases beverages in their container rather than in a cup or glass, they will have more than one standard drink. Whether they plan to share among a group, drink by themselves, finish the bottle all at once, or drink it on several different occasions, it is helpful to know how many drinks there are in a container of alcohol. Beer. There is one standard drink in a regular 12-ounce can or bottle of beer and one and a half standard drinks in a 16-ounce tall boy. Another container referred to as 40 has 40 ounces of beer, which is the equivalent of 3.5 standard drinks. Second, malt liquid. Malt liquid contains more alcohol than regular beer. A 12-ounce can or bottle of malt liquid contains 1.5 standard drinks, and a 40-ounce container of malt liquid contains 4.5 standard drinks. Third, wine. A 750 milliliter wine bottle contains at least 5 standard drinks. A bottle of fortified wine such as sherry or port contain almost 8 standard drinks. Hard liquid. A half pint of hard liquid contains 4.5 drinks and 1 pint contains 8.5 drinks. A fifth 750 milliliter contains 7 standard drinks. Now we will discuss blood alcohol concentration level. Blood alcohol concentration level refers to the percent of alcohol, ethyl alcohol or ethanol in a person's bloodstream. A blood alcohol concentration of 0.1% means that an individual's blood supply contains 1 part alcohol for every 1,000 parts blood. Blood alcohol concentration is expressed as the weight of ethanol in grams in 100 milliliters of blood or 210 liters of breath. This blood alcohol concentration can be measured 3 ways: blood, urine test, and breath. The number of drinks consumed in a very poor measure of intoxication, largely because of variation in physiology and individual alcohol tolerance. Now I have a question for you. Does anyone know what percent blood alcohol level is the legal alcohol limit for driver? If you know the answer, let us know in the chat. You have 1 minute to answer. I will tell you the answer in my later slide. There are some factors that determine blood alcohol concentration. First, number of standard drinks, amount of time in which drinks are consumed, then body weight and gender. For example, 120-pound woman can reach a 0.08 blood alcohol concentration level after only 2 drinks, and 180-pound man can be at 0.08 after 4 drinks. Third, medication, and finally, food. Neither BSC nor the number of drinks consumed are necessarily accurate indicators of the level of impairment. Tolerance to alcohol also varies from one person to another and can be affected by such factors as genetics, adaptation to chronic alcohol use, etc. Effect of BSC on body. Each level of BSC has different effects on the body. The higher the blood alcohol concentration, the more serious these effects are. 0.0 to 0.03% BSC is known as the fun zone because there is typically no major impairment. However, people may have fewer inhibition, making it easier to communicate and socialize with others. 0.03 to 0.06% BSC result in mild euphoria impairment but is still within the legal driving limit for those who are at least 21. 0.06 to 0.1%, a person may feel burst euphoria and may begin to experience increased vision and motor skill impairment. Once your blood alcohol concentration is over 0.08%, you are the past legal limit to drive. This is the answer that I asked you previously. However, due to the effect of alcohol, it can be dangerous to drive at any blood alcohol concentration level higher than 0. 0.1 to 0.2%, a person may begin to feel drunk, have emotional mood swing, slurred speech, nausea, slower reaction time, and loss of motor control. 0.3 to 0.4%, you may become unconscious, unarousable, lose bladder function, or risk death. 0.4% and above, it is highly likely that a person will be unconscious, have impaired breathing, and be at very high risk of coma or death. Let's consider a scenario when someone starts drinking at 9 p.m. and stop drinking at 1:30 a.m. with blood alcohol concentration 0.15. The peak BSC will be at 2 p.m. of 0.16. Then it will decrease. After that, at 7:30 a.m., the blood alcohol concentration level will be 0.08, and then at 9:30 a.m., blood alcohol concentration level will be 0.05. And finally, the blood alcohol concentration will be 0 at 1 p.m. 11.5 hours after finishing drinking. Now we will discuss alcohol poisoning. Alcohol poisoning is a serious and sometimes deadly consequences of drinking large amount of alcohol in a short time. Many of the students may not choose to drink. A survey of Sam Houston State University students found that close to half of students have not had any alcohol in the past 30 days. However, it is still important to know the dangers and risk associated with drinking in case any of your friends or those around you decide to drink. You can help ensure your friend get home safely by being a designated driver and knowing the sign of alcohol poisoning. There are some signs of potential alcohol poisoning. They are mental confusion, unresponsive, seizure, stupor, throwing up, hypothermia, erratic or slow breathing, loss of unconsciousness, and pale or bluish skin color. Things to do if someone is experiencing symptoms of alcohol poisoning. First, you have to call 911. Before arriving emergency medical services, try to keep person awake and sitting up if they are conscious. Make sure to keep the person warm. Check if the person is breathing properly. And then to keep them safe from choking in their vomit, lay them on their side into recovery position if they have fallen asleep or become unconscious. Lay the person on their back and place their right hand next to the head. Then place the left hand on the right cheek before beginning to roll them on their side. And then hold their left shoulder and left leg and pull the body towards you. Finally, roll them onto their side. Sam Houston State University has a good SAM policy that gives amnesty to any students acting in good faith for another student in need of help as long as they cooperate completely with medical personnel and police. Now we will discuss consequences of consuming alcohol and alternatives. There are some effects of alcohol. There are short-term effect, long-term effect, psychological effect. Short-term effect of alcohol is even though a person may not consuming alcohol regularly, they can experience its short-time effect on the mind and the body. The effect can range from mild to severe. Drinking too much over time can cause chronic health problems. Short-term consequences of regular alcohol uses are impaired judgment, distorted vision and hearing, decreased perception and coordination, unconsciousness, blackout or memory lapses, slurred speech, dizziness, vomiting, headache, and breathing difficulties. Long-term consequences of regular alcohol uses are trouble learning, alcohol hepatitis, liver fibrosis, different types of cancer, high blood pressure, cardiomyopathy, stroke, and irregular heartbeat. Chronic heavy drinking is associated with many serious health problems. Below are some of ways alcohol may affect the body. First, liver. One of the possible severe medical consequences of chronic alcohol abuse is liver disease. Over time, with consistent alcohol abuse, the liver may become inflamed. Conditions such as fatty liver, alcoholic hepatitis, fibrosis, cirrhosis may develop. A person may also develop liver cancer. In the picture, you can see a healthy liver and liver cirrhosis. Second, digestive system. Alcohol can wear down the lining of the stomach and increase production of stomach acid, which can contribute to ulcer. Alcohol may also alter nutrient breakdown, absorption, transportation, storage, and excretion, leading to nutrient deficiency and trouble fully using nutrient. Alcohol can also impair blood sugar control. Third, pancreas. Alcohol promotes pancreas production of harmful substance which can lead to pancreatitis. Pancreatitis is inflammation of the pancreas that impair digestion. Fourth, central nervous system. CNS-related symptoms may include confusion, impaired coordination, learning problem, and memory difficulties. Liver disease can also harm the brain, resulting in symptoms such as sleep change, alternation in mood, personality change, depression, anxiety, impaired concentration, and incoordination. Too much alcohol may also hinder new brain cell growth. Fourth, cardiovascular health. Drinking alcohol has complicated impacts on cardiovascular health. Consuming too much alcohol is linked to high blood pressure, irregular heartbeat, troubling pumping blood through the body, blood clot, stroke, heart attack. Excessive alcohol use both directly and through malnutrition can lead to anemia. And finally, bones. Alcohol abuse can cause a calcium imbalance in the body, which is an important nutrient to maintain healthy bones. Consuming too much alcohol can also cause a disruption to the production of vitamin D. which is needed for calcium absorption. Lack of calcium increase the risk of osteoporosis. Osteoporosis increases the risk of bone fracture, which can cause serious pain and disability. In this picture, you can see normal bone and osteoporosis bone. Psychological effect of alcohol. Alcohol acts as a depressant to the central nervous system. Excessive alcohol consumption can lead to many alcohol-induced psychiatric symptoms such as alcohol-induced sleep disorder, alcohol-induced depressive disorder, alcohol-induced psychotic disorder, and more. Alcohol consumption also have mental effect including mood change, difficulty remembering, impaired judgment, and loss of consciousness. How does one drink safely? First, keep in mind the 5-4-2 rule. If you are drinking more, you are binge drinking. Be aware of standard drinks. Don't drink on an empty stomach. Eat food before you drink. Food slows the absorption of the alcohol. Alcohol on an empty stomach is absorbed quickly into the bloodstream. Full stomach can be helpful. Snacking in between drinks can also helpful. Plan ahead. Appoint a designated driver. Skip and substitute drink. Drink water between drinks to stay hydrated. Space your drinks. Give yourself time to feel the effects of each drink. Everyone's metabolism is different and every drink is different also. But the general rule is that the body can metabolize about 1 unit of alcohol, like 1 beer, glass of wine or shot per hour. Drinking faster than this lead to drunkenness. Drinking a lot faster than this can get students into serious trouble. That's why college drinking game, where it's hard to monitor how much one is drinking and how quickly, are often the culprits behind alcohol poisoning. Keep track of how many drinks you are consuming and respect an individual's wish to not drink. If they don't want to drink, don't pressurize them. Avoid drinking game. Substitute alcohol with water or non-alcoholic beverages. Be careful of what you combine. Most drugs such as ibuprofen, prescribed medications, and alcohol do not mix well. Be sure to read all warning labels. Alcohol is a drug, so some people think it pairs naturally with other drugs. Mixing drugs have been involved in too many deaths. Even over-the-counter medicines and prescription don't interact well with alcohol, either reducing their efficacy or leading to very unwelcome side effects. If you are unsure, check with a pharmacist or just avoid mixing altogether. And finally, let alcohol play a supporting role rather than the lead. Many people say they drink to become more social or they drink to have more fun at an event. But making alcohol the focus of an evening or even puts a lot of pressure on a student to continue drinking. Instead, put socialized front and center. For instance, have a game night or theme party at which drinks are served rather than main for the gathering. Thank you all for listening. I hope you enjoyed this presentation. If you have